Hello, welcome back to Hawks and Medleys. How are you guys doing? Okay, so today we are going to talk about prayer in marriage. Now, if you are a man or a woman and you are in that marriage that is shaky and everything that you are doing right now is, praying. You're just praying for God to keep your marriage, for God to, make your husband change or make your wife change and, make your wife sweet again, make your husband sweet again. If all that you are doing right now to keep your marriage is prayer, I want you to know that you are not doing anything. It's never going to work. Okay? Now, prayer is very important. Do not get me wrong. I can never ever overemphasize the importance of prayers in our life, like in every facet of our lives. Okay? Prayer is very, very important. Prayer is the energy that we need to move life from one point to another, to accelerate, our movement. Okay, so prayer is very important. But one thing that you need to know, the Bible says faith without work is dead. Okay, and so it is in marriage. Okay, if everything that you are doing to grow your marriage, make your marriage better, is just praying, it's important to understand that you will be drained with expectation that is not coming to pass. Now, the reason why people continue to tell you that marriage is hard. A lot of people tell you they don't want to get involved in any relationship. They don't want to get married. Men say that, women say that. It's because, yes, marriage is very beautiful. It is sweet, but it is hard work. You want to understand that to keep a marriage going, you must put in the hard work. And you must be practical. I see a lot of people go to pray Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Everything they are doing is just prayer. Now, the same woman who has gone to pray and fast 48 hours, they haven't eaten anything. From that fasting ground, you're entering your house. Your husband says, "How come you stayed so long?" You retort immediately, "What do you think I was doing? You don't know I was praying for this useless marriage to work." Okay? Now, that's the attitude we are talking about. And it's not God who is going to come and help you build that attitude to a point where it can save your marriage better. You have to do it yourself. And that is the practical example of what we are talking about right now. Now, it's important to understand that prayer alone is not enough in marriage. You must put in the work. Faith and effort must go hand in hand, okay? Let's get practical, okay? Faith and effort must go hand in hand. What are the things? For every troubling marriage, there are things that are making that marriage go down. Have you been able to find out what those things are? Now, don't give, it's important not to get anybody wrong. I know a lot of people say this, people get angry. Prayer is a foundation. It is good for you to pray. Nobody can ever tell you not to pray. You can pray for, a good harvest, but if you don't plant, water, and, tend the soil, nothing grows. The same thing applies in marriage. Many people are on their knees asking God to fix their marriage, to change their spouse, or to bring peace. But when they get up, they are still rude, distant, cold, unwilling to change themselves. That's not how it works. Faith and effort must go hand in hand. That is what we are talking about. Now, getting practical, there are 3 things you must do alongside your prayers if you want your marriage to truly flourish. First, communicate intentionally. I cannot overemphasize this. You must communicate intentionally and consistently. Don't assume your partner knows how you feel or what you need. Talk often, not just when there is a problem. Ask questions like, "How was your day?" or "What can I do to make things easier for you this week?" Listen without interrupting. Sometimes your partner isn't looking for a solution, just someone who hears them. Don't bottle things up and expect your spouse to get. Speak gently. especially during conflict. Okay, the Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath, and that applies in marriage. Even when you are upset, choose your word wisely. You can't pray for peace and then go around shouting, blaming, or shutting down communication. Communication is key, but it must be honest, respectful, and regular. Okay. Now, welcome back to Hugs and Medleys, where we talk real about love, marriage, and everything in between. This is a place where faith meets practical wisdom, and we help couples navigate the ups and downs of relationship with honesty, warmth, and a touch of grace. If you are new here, we are about building marriage that lasts, not just by hoping or praying, but by doing the work that, makes love grow. Today's topic is simple but important. Prayer alone is not enough in marriage. You must put in the work. Okay? So, secondly, okay, my teachings, I give practical example. Serve your spouse in love, not out of duty, but from a heart that desires to build. Small acts of kindness matter. Maybe it's making their favorite meal, running an errand for them, sending a thoughtful message, or simply giving them space when they need it. Love is shown more in what you do than in what you say. You can be praying for your partner to feel more loved and appreciated, but if your action don't reflect that, the prayer is just word. Marriage thrives when both, people serve one another selflessly, and sometimes you have to be the one to go first, even when you feel they don't deserve it. That's real maturity. That's real love, and over time, it builds deep trust and connection. Thirdly, take personal responsibility for your growth. Work on yourself. You are part of the marriage equation, and your mindset, your habit, your emotional health all affect your relationship. You can't pray for a better marriage while refusing to heal from your past. Work on your temper or deal with your insecurity. Read books about relationships. Listen to wise counselors. Be open to correction. Ask your spouse, is there something I do that hurts you that I may not be aware of? That question alone, asked with sincerity, can open door to healing. Many marriages don't, lack prayer. They lack self-awareness. When both parties grow individually, the relationship becomes stronger, naturally. So yes, pray, keep God at the center, but don't use prayer as an excuse to avoid the real, sometimes uncomfortable work of building a strong marriage, okay? Talk, serve, grow. Do these things constantly, and you will begin to see the fruit of your prayers show up in real, practical, beautiful ways in your home, okay? Now, like I said earlier, I have seen people who will stay in church the whole day. They are praying, kabashing, speaking in tongues and all of that. Then the moment you get home, your husband say, why did you stay so long? You retort immediately, what do you think I was doing? I'm praying for this useless marriage to work. Now, you will be exhausted because you will drain in expectation that would never come to pass, because nothing is going to happen. When most times we begin to think as though like our prayers or our prayer is re-echoing back from an empty universe. At times we sit back and expect God to come down and do certain things for us. There are practical ways to, make things work for you. You don't want to apply them. You just want to apply prayer. See, love is an action word. You cannot pray to feel love. You can't pray for love. You have to show love. Show love. That person, okay? Your partner has to feel the love, okay, that you show. Now, I don't know what you're going through in your marriage. I want you to know that as much as you pray, it's allowed for you to pray. You want to be practical, okay? You want to walk. You want to do, what are the things? Is it nagging too much? Is it being disrespectful? Is it laziness? Is it uncleanliness? What are those things? Because they are usually something. Like for a woman, there's something that will be upsetting your husband. For a man, there's something that will be upsetting your wife. Have you been able to dig deep to see what these things are before you begin to pray? Because you need to start by working on what the problem is. Then you bring God in to help you solve them. While you're solving them practically, you go spiritual and ask God for help. Now, if you're not doing anything practically, all you're doing is for God to come and stop you from hitting your wife, or stop you from calling her names, or stop you from calling your husband names. It's never going to happen. You'll be drained with, failed expectation, because nothing is going to happen. And I gave you some practical tips. You want to use them. I am not here telling you that mine is perfect or anybody's own is perfect. We are what is that thing they used to say? We are in progress, okay? As you continue to learn, I pray that God is going to help you build that marriage that you want to see, and your marriage will last in the name of God, okay? I want to stop here for today. This is Hawks and Medleys. My name is Dr. Anosong Emmanuel. I appreciate you for stopping by. I love you. Please share and, subscribe. Thank you so much.